Hello and welcome to Tech. My name is Akshay, and in this tutorial we will learn how we can create a student enrollment Windows application. So let's consider a scenario. Some colleges or some schools, maybe they want a application, that is a Windows application which can be installed on their computer or maybe in their system. So and that application can be capable of adding a student to their database. Okay, so that is a student information, whatever student's name, age, maybe for what course he has enrolled in that school, college, and they want to store information about that student, that is his name, that is his or her name, age, maybe date of birth, email ID, etc thing. So for that we want to create one Windows application, that is a student enrollment Windows application. So let's see today how we can create such application, that is Windows application. So for that, first of all, let's start Visual Studio. I will run this as an administrator. So I am using this Visual Studio 2019. So whatever version of you guys might be using, that is whatever version of Visual Studio you guys might be using, there is no difference in that. It is just that I am using this 2019 version. So here what we will do, first we will create a new project, and in that I will choose a Windows application from here, that is desktop. Okay, so here you can see there is this desktop option. I have choose that, and in that there should be this Windows Form application, which is .NET Framework. Okay, so here it is. We will choose this Windows Form application .NET Framework. I will click next, and we will give a meaningful name here. Let's say Student Enrollment App, maybe. Okay, and I will change this location of this project. So I will click on this. I will go to one of my folder. In that there is this folder Akshay Visual Studio 2019 and tutorial, and in that I will choose, that is this Windows Form, and I will click on this select folder here. So we have choose this location for our project, and I will create this project here. Okay, so whenever we get this Windows application, we start this Windows application, we get this form already here, that is one that is named form1.cs. So what we will do, I will name that as a home.cs. okay, maybe I will name that as home form.cs. okay, and I will click yes here, so that what will happen, inside this there will be a class, that is if I right click here and go to view code, so there would have been a class with name form1.cs. so as soon as we have changed that name here, so and by clicking yes, so that name was changed here as well. Okay, so it has changed that name, that is here, it has made that as well a home form. Okay, and as you guys can see here, it is inheriting from this form class. Okay, so it is important if we want that is, if you guys can see this form here, right here, so it is because of it is inheriting from that class, that is form class. Okay, so let's say if I remove this from here, and now we will see what happens. I will double click on this home form. I will go to this home form CS, that is design. So we will get that error. So we will get an error here. Okay, and what it says, to prevent possible data loss before loading the designer, the following error must be resolved. So what is the error? The designer could not be shown for this file because none of the class within it can be designed, and the designer inspected the following classes in the file home form. The base class system.object cannot be designed. Okay, so this is the error because of this, because we have not inherited from the form class, because this is the class which gets all the elements which is required to design that form. Okay, so if I go to definition of that form class, let me show you that. So here, as you can see, there are several properties and methods. As you can see, there are some kind of events as well. So all these are required to create such kind of a form, that is this. So it is automatically gets created. So we get this form automatically created by this Windows application. So we don't have to worry about this, but we have to know this, that this is coming from this form class. Okay, that is this. So all these are properties that are present inside this form are required to generate this kind of a form that we are seeing. But we don't have to create that, it is automatically gets created, and we get this home form, or before it was a form1.cs. So we automatically get this class and created, that is this much code is already gets generated, and it is inherited from this form class. Okay, so I will close this. Now we will come back to this design. Now what we want, we want one student's menu. From that we can select a student history or maybe a student database, or if we want to add a new student, so that we want to do, so we will select that from this toolbox here. Okay, so there it is a toolbox. And if you don't see a toolbox, what we can do, we can go to this view menu. So in that there is also this toolbox menu from here. So in that there also you can find this toolbox, but I have already have this here. So what I will do, in that I will search for the tool menu. So here there should be, maybe here in the menus and toolbar. Okay, so in this menus and toolbar, here there is this menu strip that we want. And before that, what I will do, I will choose one panel from here. And why we need panel? So that in this single form we can divide our elements into these panels. Okay, but anyway I want only, but anyway I'm not going to divide anything here, but still I want to use this panel here. So I will resize this panel something like this, and I will name that. I will right click on that, and I will go to the properties, and I will name this panel from here. That is, you will find a name section here. Okay, so here what I will do, I will change that name as panel home. Okay, so this is nothing but a home panel. And why these namings are required, why these namings are important, because whenever we want to do certain operations, we find this, that is, we find this form, we find these panels, we find some buttons or labels maybe from their name only. So that it is very important to give these panels, these buttons, labels, etc. a meaningful names, so that we can find them in the future. Okay, so that is why I will name that as panel home. And also I will name this form as well. That is, I will, so already there is this properties windows already open. If I click on this form, so it is showing me that form. Okay, so already it is having this name home form, but also I want to change, that is this text. Okay, so as you can see there is this form1 text, but I want to make that as home, only home. Okay, and I will click away, so it is generated, so it is get reflected here. So now what I will do, I will again go to that tool, I will again go to that toolbox, and I will go to that menu strip, that is this menus and toolbox, and from this I will choose this menu strip here. I will drag and drop here. Okay, as you can see it has generated that menu strip here. So here what I will do, I will name that as student. So that is, this is the heading for this menu. Okay, so below that heading, that is below that menu, these are the menus, that is I want first as the students, and second menus, in the second menu I want this as add student. So these are the menus inside this student, that is students and add student. So if I click on this add student, so I should be redirected to a form where I can add a student. And if I click on the student, so I should be redirected to a list of student we have in our database. Okay, so this kind of a thing I want in my application. Now what I will do, I will just close this from here. I will right click on this project and I will add another form here. Okay, so go to add, and from here we can see this forms, that is Windows forms. So these forms are nothing but also only a class which gets generated automatically. Okay, so I will name that as student form, that is this. So I will add that. Okay, so we got this student form, and for this also the class is generated, that is a student. If I go, that is if I right click on this and go to view code, so this is this class already generated, and it is automatically gets inherited from that form, because it is required for this form to be generated. Okay, now in this what I want some labels and buttons. And first of all I want one label, that is, and I will right click on that label, go to properties, and in that I want to first change this text, and I will give it a name as add student, something like this. And I want this font to be somewhat bigger, so I will go to this font section here. I will click on these three dots. So here we can change this font, and I will make that as 14 maybe, and I will make that as bold, and also I want this as Arial. Okay, so Arial, and Arial black maybe, not bold, and I will click OK. So okay, so this gets generated here, and I will place that here, and let's say I want this as 18 maybe, not 14. It's not get reflected because I have to change that again. That is all the elements we have to change that in order to get reflected in here. I will again choose this Arial, this black, and 18 as a font, and I will click OK. So okay, now it's get reflected here. Also what I want to do, I want to change the color of this, that is this heading. So that we can change from here, that is this, from here itself, a 4 color. I want that to be green maybe, and if we don't see that here, so we can click on this custom here, and from that we can choose this. So it is not looking that good. I will change it as a dark green, maybe not dark green as well, only a green. Okay, so it is looking good. Now I want some labels and buttons here, so I will just copy this somewhat here, and I don't want this label to be this big, so let me delete this. Let me close this window, and again I will drag and drop these labels. Okay, so I have to change that from here again. I will make this as Arial again, black, but font I want, but font I will change to 12. Okay, now it is good, and I will copy this only here several times. I will copy, I will paste again I will paste that, and I will just rearrange that here. Label 4, label 3, maybe here, label 4, label 5, and I will explain you in a bit what I am doing. Let me just drag and drop some buttons as well. One button here, only one button we required. I want to add some text box here. Okay, so for that let's just go and find some text box. Okay, so here it is. Just drag and drop that as well, and I will copy that as well. And first of all let me just change the font of this as well. I don't want this as 40, that is 14. Real black, I want that as 12. Okay, and let me change this buttons font as well from here. So I want that as also Arial, black, and font as 12. Okay, and now let me just copy this several times, this text box. Let me paste that here. Let me again paste that again and once again, and I will rearrange that here, and I will shortly explain you what I am doing let me just rearrange these text boxes here. Okay, now what I will do, I will change this name so that you will understand what I have why I have take these labels and these text boxes here. So I will name this label as name, maybe name, like this. So here it is a name. This should be a date of birth, maybe date of birth. Okay, and for that I don't want this text box here. I will use a date time picker here, and for that we will just find that here, and there should be this date time picker. Okay, and I will drag and drop here like this, and I will change the font here as well. I don't want this to be this much bigger. I will change that from here. I will make that as Arial black, and font is 12, and font I want as 12. Okay, so like this. I want that here. I will place that as, I will place this also here, and let me make this some bigger, and let me increase the size of these text boxes. I will change that here as well, from here and here. So you might be wondering that why I have taken these three text boxes here. So this is for the first name, this is for the middle name, and this is for the last name. Okay, and for that to understand what we can do for the user to understand, I will go to the properties, and here in the text menu we can give that as first name. Okay, and what we will do, we will change that color to gray. Okay, that is, here there should be a gray text. Okay, so something like this, so that user will understand what he or she has to enter there. And I will change that here as well, and I will change and I will make the text as middle name, and here it should be last name. Okay, and also I want to change the font here as well, that is color here as well. I will make that as gray, and similarly here as well. So gray text. Alright, and I will make some changes here so that it should look good. I will give some spaces here if I enter, so not that much. Again I want to decrease. Again it is not looking good. Okay, now it is looking good. So label 4 should be a gender. Okay, and I will give this dots here as well. Alright, and here I want a radio button instead of these text boxes, so I can choose that from here, that is radio button, and I want two radio buttons. And let me make this font again to 12 Arial black and 12. Okay, and I will just copy this only, and I will paste that here, and I will arrange that here, and I will name that as first as a male, that is here, and second as female. Okay, so I will arrange that properly here. Alright, now this label should be, let me make some changes here. It is not still looking good. Okay, so I will give one spaces to each and everyone, to each labels. Alright, and now this label should be for email ID. So we want students, so we want to store the email ID as well for the student, email ID. So I will give some more spaces, one more space, and now it is looking good. And for email ID it should be text box only, and let me just have one more label here, that is here. I will just arrange this properly here. Alright, and this label should be for a course a student has enrolled for. Okay, course, and let me just change this font as well. Actually that is set to default, that is why each time I have to change that. So Arial black 12. Okay, and let me give some more spaces here so that it will look good. Alright, now for course I want a drop down menu, so I will delete this text boxes. I don't need this anymore. I want a drop down menu here, so for that we can go here, and there should be a combo box here. Okay, so this I want to drag and drop here, that is here, and let me change the font for this as well. Arial black and 12. Alright, so user will select, so we will select from this drop down menu, that is which course we want to enroll that student for. Okay, in our application, in our database. Okay, so this email ID box I will increase the size of this, as well as I will increase the size of this combo box as well. Okay, now it is looking good. And email ID also I want to change the size to this. Okay, now to this button I want to give one name, that is save. So we will saving that to our database, and I will just increase the size of this button so that you will see that clearly, and I will place that somewhere here maybe. Okay, and I will again give some, change some color for that, that is 4 color I want as, not this, I will choose that from custom color. So I want that to be blue, and also I want to change the background color so that I can change, so that is I can change from here, and I want that, I will change that from custom only. I want that as orange maybe, not orange, it is not looking good, so I will change that to yellow maybe. Okay, so not yellow also, it is not also looking good, maybe this color, not this as well. Okay, so we will change that back color to this blue, and I will change the fore color to something else. Let's say to yellow maybe. Okay, so again, whatever style color you guys want, you can give that to this button, this label. I am just showing you some of the examples, and again I am not very good with this color combination, so according to you guys, you can give any color or any styles to these labels and text to these labels and text boxes. Okay, so now again I have not choose a panel from here. That is, I want one panel, that is all this element I want inside a panel. So I will choose that from here, so I will place that here, and what I will do, I will just select all this from here except this panel, and I will cut this from here, and I will just resize this panel. I will place this panel properly here. I will resize that to something like this, and now I will paste that element inside this panel. Okay, now it is looking good. Okay, so, and I will change that panel name as well. From here we should give the meaningful names to these all these elements whatever we use. So panel student form maybe. Okay, and again we haven't given names to these labels, to these text boxes. We should give meaningful names to this as well. Let's say LBL name to the date of birth, maybe LBL date of birth, to gender LBL gender, to email ID LBL email ID, should be email ID, and to course LBL course. And similarly we will change the name of these text boxes as well, so that we can find them whenever we required that, and we will require that. We will see that in the next tutorial, in the next part, so we will see that in the next part why we have to give meaningful names to these text boxes, to these elements. Okay, so txt box first name, and I will copy this, and I will give that middle name as well, a txt middle name, and to this last name I will give txt box last name, and to this date time picker, maybe date time picker dob, I will give that date time picker dob, and to these radio buttons I will give radio button male, that is name. So here I will give that as name radio button female, and to this text box, that is email, txt box email, and this combo box I will keep that as combo box, and combo box courses. Okay, alright. Now let's try to run this project once, and let's see what we will see onto the, and let's see what output we will get. I will run this. Okay, so we are getting that home form, and why? Because if I go to this program.cs file, so this is the main file, this is nothing but a main program where from where our program is starting, and And this we have also learned. If you guys have seen my C# tutorial series, that is C# tutorial for beginners, so in that we have learned everything at that there has to be a starting point, and this static void main is nothing but a starting point of our application. So program is starting, so our application starts from here, and in that there is this application.run, and in that we have passed this object of home form, that is home form class. And what if I would have passed a student form, something like this, to here, and if I run this, so we will get that student form. And yes, I have to close that windows, close that window which was already running, and now I will run this again. Okay, so now we are getting the student form this time. Okay, and why? Because we have changed that home form to student form, but we will keep that as home form only, and we will see how we can redirect to that student form from that home form. Okay, so let me run that again and I will show you. Okay, so here we know this is the menu strip we have added into this home form, and from this, if I click on this add student, we should get redirected to that student form. And how we can do that? So let's see. I will close this. So go to that home form, and in that let's go to that view code, that is the behind code. So here we have to write the code so that whenever we will click on this add student, we should be redirected, we should get redirect to that student form. And how we can do that? So from here only, what we can do, we can double click on this add student, and here there is this code generated, that is, this is nothing but a event, that is a click event gets generated automatically by double clicking on that add student. So this events works on the delegates. Okay, now if you guys not aware about delegates, so I recommend you guys to go and watch my C# tutorial series. In that you will find a delegate tutorial, and from that you will understand how this delegates works, how these events work. Okay, so this events is nothing but works on delegates. Okay, now again there is one file, that is this designer file. So here all these elements gets defined. Okay, so if you guys might be wondering, we have added these elements here, that is also in the student form as well, that is here in this design, all these elements. So where does these elements get defined? There is this designer file, that is in the case of the student, there is the student form.designer.cs. so all these buttons, this control, these labels gets defined here only. Okay, as you can see, so this private system.windows.form.panel, so these panels get so this definition of that panel is here, definition for that combo box courses, that label course, these text boxes, all these are here. Okay, all this gets defined in this designer file. Okay, and similarly for that home form designer, the events we have just added, that is that click event, it should have added here, that is in this Windows form designer get generated code. So if I click on that plus, and in that you will see the event we have just added, that is a click event. So here it should be that click event. Okay, so here it is. So now if you can see here, whatever we have event we have added by double clicking on that add student, the definition for that is here. The definition for that is here, that is in designer file. So this is nothing but that event, this dot add student tool strip menu dot click, and this is how it is defined, new system dot event handler, and into that our add student dot tool strip menu dot click event is passed into the constructor of that. So all this we have learned in the tutorial series, and I will not going to the deep knowledge of these events, these delegates here. Okay, I want to just show you how we can create a Windows application, simple Windows application. But if you want to know this in details, I recommend you guys to follow my C# tutorial. In that I have explained all these things. Okay, that is maybe not this thing, but how these delegates work, how we fire up, how we invoke this delegate, how, And what is this? This is nothing but a method we are passing into the constructor, into the instance of this delegate, this event handler, and this method signature is nothing but of a same as that of this delegate. Okay, so if I go and right click on this event handler, if I go to definition of that, so you will find this is nothing but a delegate. Okay, and the return type of this is void, and it is expecting two parameters here, that is this object sender and this event arguments. And if you see in this home form, that is, if I go to this home form, I have double click on this add student. I have double clicked on this add student before, and these events get generated here. If you see, the signature of this method as well is same as that of that delegate, that is that event handler. So this is also a void return type, and this is also expecting two parameters. Okay, so that is why I am recommending you guys to, if you want to know these delegates in detail, you should follow my C# tutorial series, and in that you will find that that delegate tutorial there, and I will give the link for that tutorial in the description below, and you can check that out. Okay, so now coming back to this. Okay, so coming back to our Windows application. Okay, so we have generated this event here. Now what we want to do, whenever we click, that is on that form, home form design, whenever we click on this add student, we should be redirected to this form, that is the student form. So for that, what we can do, in the CS file, that is behind the code file, so whenever we click this event, we click this button actually, and this is nothing but a method for that button, that is a click event. So we want this form to be generated. Okay, so for that, what we can do, we can create an object of that student form here, and we will find that in the IntelliSense. Student form is equals to new student form, and what we will do, on the object of that we will call a show method, that is this. And now let me run this again, and now if I go into that student menu and I will click on that add student, so we should see this form here. Okay, so this is how we get redirected to these forms from these menu strips only. Okay, and in that I can fill the details. Akshay maybe here A, that is middle name. Here there should be a last name, and let's say I will choose my date of birth from here, that is 1994. I will keep that as it is. So this is not my correct date of birth, just I want to give an example, and I can select this radio button from here, that is mail. Let's say I will put my email ID here, akborje.41@gmail.com, and I can choose courses from here. So for now there are no courses there, and how we can add the courses into this combo box here, and how we can save this data to the database. Okay, so that is all this database connection, saving this data to the student data to that database also, and also how we can see that record from here, that is if I click on the students, we should get redirected to the form, that is students, and we should get the list of students we have in our database. So all these things we will learn in the next part of this tutorial. Okay, so wait for that, and okay, so till then subscribe to this channel if you find this tutorial helpful, and hit the bell icon, and like, comment, share these videos, and we will meet in the next part, and till then stay tuned and thank you.